And welcome to episode 2 of NNS Chapter 5. Man, my jokes are going to get worse in an online format somehow. We'll just have to power through. This is a very short one. This is a very short slide set, but it is also important. And so I just want to highlight this for you because it will be a useful tool as you go through activities and the homework and as we get close to the next exam, right? So this is a 2-slide slide set on reliability and validity. We've talked about these issues before, right? But I want to make sure that you pay attention to this slide set and that you use it to help you think about these issues. So reliability, right, is repeatability. You're going to see that question again. You've already seen it on an exam. It's coming back, right? This is the opposite of random error. If we see consistencies across measures over time, across people on the same measure over time, right, we can be confident that we're measuring something a little more meaningful, right, as opposed to something that's just random error that could occur by chance. So we have retest reliability, right? We've talked about this. I'm not going to go through each one of these. You can read it. But you'll notice, right, in general, we're looking for very high correlations to say that we have good reliability. So right before break, we were talking about how to interpret general correlations using 0.1, 0.3, 0.5 as our cutoffs for small, medium, and large correlations, right? When we're interpreting reliability, we're looking for larger correlations. For most of these, we're looking for 0.7 and up to say that we have good reliability. So keep that in mind in different contexts when I'm asking you to interpret the different correlation values that we see. We use correlations to test all of these ideas. And what we're going to start doing in the activity for this week is learn how to conduct Cronbach's alpha directly. So you're actually going to start using this, and this is very relevant because all of you will need to do Cronbach's alpha for your survey project to make sure there's good consistency across the items that you have on your measures, right? So we're going to start practicing that now. You'll be tested on it on the next exam. You need to do it for your projects, right? So if you have bad reliability, there's different fixes. So maybe the setting is inconsistent, and so you can have people do it in a more consistent setting. Maybe you need to motivate participants better. That's challenging for our survey projects, but for a real full research study, proper motivation is often good. Payment, some sort of compensation. We're not doing that here, but in reality, that would be the most useful kind of thing to do, right? If you have different raters, you have to make sure they're trained properly. So if you have bad inter-rater reliability, you may need to train people a little bit better. And then item analysis, that's Cronbach's alpha, and that's what we're going to do this week as well. Validity, same thing. You have the slides and the text here. I'm not going to read through each of these things, but validity is about accuracy. Are we measuring what we say that we're measuring? And this is the opposite of bias, right? So these are the different types of validities that we've talked about. Again, we're measuring, other than face validity, which is just, does this make sense on face value, right? Content, convergent, discriminant validity, predictive validity, these are all tested using correlation as well, right? In general, when we're talking about predictive validity, convergent validity, if we're in the 0.5 range, right, around there somewhere and up, then we can say we have good convergent or predictive validity. Sometimes you can use the similar types of correlation assumptions that we talked about for general correlations there. So it's not quite as high as we would want for the reliabilities that we talked about, but it's still, you want to take the context of what we're trying to do in mind when you interpret validities, right? So you're all going to be doing convergent validity as part of your project, right? Predictive validity isn't something that any of you have built into your project, though theoretically you could have, right? And the caveat to this is that discriminant validity, when we're trying to show that two things aren't related, right? That's when we're looking for a correlation close to zero, so that we're saying that they're not related together in either direction. So again, this is a good short slide set to use to help you get these basics now that we're actually testing these ideas down. So please use this, post questions on the discussion board, and I'll be back soon with more videos.